Our Media Madness segment tonight, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling accused President Trump of ignoring a disabled boy at a press conference. There's just one problem. It never happened. In fact, President Trump spoke to the disabled boy before he spoke to anybody else. It was 3 days before Rowling deleted her fake news tweets. She did eventually issue an apology that read, and I quote here, "If that caused any distress to the boy or his family, I apologize unreservedly." Well, where's the apology to President Trump for spreading these malicious lies? With me now, from the Daily Caller, Amber Athey. Amber, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Liz.
All right, Amber, I want to go through and show what J.K. Rowling posted, the video that she posted, and then compare it to the real thing here. So let's start with the clipped version of this tweet, the misleading version of the video. Take a look. Okay, so it's very, very short. Obviously no context provided here, but it does appear in this video as if the little boy reached his hand up and President Trump ignored him. Amber, that is not what happened.
No, it was not what happened. What actually happened was at the beginning of the event, Donald Trump went straight up to the boy in the wheelchair. His name's Monty. He went straight up to him and he went down to his eye level. He tried to shake his hand. Apparently, according to the boy's mother, he's actually not a big fan of shaking hands. So Donald Trump touched him lightly on the elbow and, said something to him. I don't know what he said. I'm sure it was something very nice. And he went on and he gave his speech about people who are victims of Obamacare. And it took, as you mentioned, it took Rowling 3 days to correct herself, to delete this tweet and apologize. No apology to President Trump, who's the person she accused of being a monster of narcissism. She accused him of being afraid of catching the disability from the young boy. And this really just shows that Rowling's really not that much better than Trump if she can't even, stomach an apology to him.
No, and I want to show the full video. So we showed you the short clip. Let's show the real video here. Let's show the truth that Rowling failed, neglected to actually research herself. Take a look. Amber, the funny thing to me about this story is it doesn't require a ton of research to see the truth. If you see this little snip of the video and you think, oh, that's horrible, he ignored his disabled child here, all you have to do is Google it to find the real video. And she didn't even do that.
No, of course not, because this story fit her narrative perfectly. She's long been a critic of President Trump. She talks about how terrible of a person he is all the time on her Twitter account. So I'm sure she saw this video. She thought, oh, great, this is exactly what my followers are going to love. This is exactly what I think about President Trump. Of course, she didn't go to research it. And she's not the only one who does this. Journalists do this all the time, too. Look at the congressional baseball game where CNN posted a fake tweet saying that only Democrats went to pray before the game started, when anyone who was there can tell you that Republicans and Democrats joined together to pray before the game. And then you had people saying that the dress code for the speaker's lobby was a sign of Paul Ryan being a misogynist who didn't want women to wear sleeveless dresses. But that policy had been in place all throughout Nancy Pelosi's tenure as speaker as well. So people will latch on to anything that furthers to their narrative. And in this case, the narrative is that anyone who disagrees with me politically is just a bad person.
Right. And you know what this shows to me, more even than journalistic irresponsibility? It shows to me that these people as individuals are immature. I mean, they would rather be guided by their emotions. They'd rather say, listen, I've decided I don't like Donald Trump, so every little thing he does must be evil, rather than saying, listen, even though I don't agree with his policies, he's not necessarily a horrible person to every single individual that he runs across. It's just immaturity. They're acting like spoiled brats.
Yeah, they're acting like children, and you can see that in the way that people use Harry Potter as some kind of political attack on Republicans. Like, apparently Donald Trump is Lord Voldemort and Republicans are the evil soul-sucking dementors. I mean, it's just something that an elementary school person would say.
Right, and I want to show on the screen, too, how long this took for J.K. Rowling to correct herself. Now, we know she researched this as soon as she was called out on it. There were many prominent people who notified her that she wasn't correct. This happened originally. She made this original post on Friday. It took her until Monday to delete those tweets. It had something like 50 or 60,000 retweets and likes on Twitter. That means a lot of people saw it. That's a lot of impressions that it made on different people who may not, again, have researched it for themselves. But then Amber, she apologized to the boy and his family for causing any distress. Where is her apology to the president? This is a pretty malicious lie to accuse him of.
Right. She didn't apologize to the president. And I'm not really surprised that she didn't, because chances are she already thought all of these things about President Trump before she saw this video. So this video probably didn't really change her mind that much, and the new video didn't change her mind either. She still probably thinks that Donald Trump hates disabled people and is evil. So I'm really not surprised that there's not an apology. At the very least, I would expect her to apologize to her 11.4 million followers that she deliberately misled for 3 days. A lot of them are her fans. A lot of them probably greatly respect and admire her, and they deserve better than for her to lie to them.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Hopefully she comes to that conclusion sooner rather than later. Hopefully she grows up to do that. One last thing before we go. Imagine the reaction, just for a second, if this had happened in reverse. If this were a conservative, ultra-rich, famous author who'd made a similar allegation against President Obama that turned out to be not only malicious, but false and malicious. Imagine that reaction.
Oh, that person would never sell a book again.
Never. Not even a single book.